Hello YouTube, it's me TFL Wilderness. Welcome to my channel and welcome to that thing that I do at the end of every month where I show you all the Transformer related bits and pieces I've bought throughout the month. I've got a small haul to show you this month, only 7 items, but actually I was running to a bigger budget this month than I have been in previous months this year. I mean, this year I was restricting myself to £300 a month, but this month I decided to bump it up to £400 a month. And in the end, I ended up spending nearly 560 quid because I also did, made use of that option that I gave myself this year, that if a big expensive bot came up, I could buy it and then fund it with money transferred from my TF Nation account. So I did that as well. Quite a budget busting month, but when you actually go through everything, I mean, I had some refunds because one of the items I bought this month got cancelled because the seller tried to ship it, but apparently there was a COVID was rearing up in his area, and it got as far as the dispatch office, sat there for like, what was it, 10-11 days, and then the shipping got cancelled. And eventually it ended up, the order getting cancelled altogether. I got a refund, so that was one less thing to show you this month, which would have showed you had it come in. But I'll go into details on that as we go through. So without further ado, let's get started, shall we? Right. Again, said I was going to buy 2 Korean toys this month. You've seen reviews of them because I've done the reviews, and the first one arrived on the 7th of June. And both of these purchases were from 11th Street. And it's this guy. Hello Carbot Moban. He's another one of them figures that's got a bit of ambiguity to his name. Depending on where you look, he's listed as many different things, but KR Brickbot calls him Moban. Now, I've seen reviews of this, most notably KR Brickbot's review, and it's a Crash combining automorph figure, but it also has this extra thing where you unfold it and then you get a proper, sort of articulated bot that's got, it's got ankle tilts, it hasn't got a waist joint, but it's got bicep swivels, it's got thigh swivels. Actually, I think it has got a waist joint. No, it hasn't. But it's got a really good amount of articulation, and it's a Crash combining automorph figure as well. So it's the best of both worlds. Really awesome engineering. Yes, it has a few shortcomings. It has a few sort of things. It's got like the fixed head, for instance, and it's got this gaping void in the middle because the little car for the Crash combiner just lives in there, and it works through magnetic action. But he's a decent sized bot. Not particularly big, but he's well made, nice and solid. Doesn't really have any ratchets as such. It's all sort of friction joints. But I bought it and I'm really impressed with it. It's a really cool figure. It's got weapon storage. It's got a lot going for it. It's a really cool figure. Obviously, getting this off eBay is quite expensive because of the eBay sellers are jacking their prices up and charging shipping on top, and also VAT payments if you live in the UK. VAT payments are now filtering through onto eBay, international purchases off eBay, so it all adds up. I managed to get mine from 11th Street, and he's an awesome little figure. I was really impressed with him, and like I said, best of both worlds. Crash combining automorph, and it's got you end up with you unfold it into a decent proportioned sized bot with decent articulation. Absolute magic. Brilliant. So then the next figure arrived the following day, and again done a review on him. Tobot V Season 2 Captain Jack. Now, I was really looking forward to getting this figure because his alt mode is like this amazing supercar alt mode. I think it kind of looks like, you know, one of those Swedish supercars, the Koenigsegg cars. It's got a lot of styling cues that they have. And then you get the robot mode. He's got a normal robot mode, and he's got extension mode with all these sort of bits that pop out. You know, he's got those that pop out. He's got his hook hand that folds away, like, you know. And he's a pirate, so he's got all the pirate theming going on, you know. He's got like a pirate hat, and he's got an eye patch, and he's got like a anchor symbol on his shoulder. Brilliant figure. I love the aesthetic on it. Amazing, an awesome figure, both in robot mode and in car mode. However, then you get to the articulation, and it's got fixed shoulders, and that to me is a deal breaker. It really upset me to see it's got fixed shoulders. And when you look at the way the shoulders are engineered, they could quite easily, with a little bit of effort, made the shoulders articulate just like the arm does. And the arm only moves backwards and forwards because of transformation. It's a transformation joint, so it's not technically an arm joint. So he's got no articulation at his shoulders at all, really, technically speaking. And that kind of ruined this figure for me. It's one of those glaring faults that, you know, you just can't see past. No matter how good the rest of it is, it just, you know, it's just I just couldn't, you know, bring myself to like this bot because of it. And I know that sounds stupid, but it really did, you know, ruin the ride for me. Apart from that, I do like it, but the frozen shoulders, and he's got a frozen head as well, but, you know, you could fix that, you could modify it and give him a fixed head, but you know, yeah, that really done it in for me. But I wanted to get him because, you know, he's a pretty cool looking figure, and I think he's a pretty cool figure in the character in the show as well. But yeah, so I got him. He was a bit of a letdown because of that, but shame really. But anyway, 2 Korean toys this month. Then a couple of days later, on the 10th, I was looking on Amazon, looking around for something to buy, and something cropped up at a reasonable price. I figured that I've been after, and so I bought it. Cyberverse Deluxe Shockwave. Yeah, yes, another Cyberverse Shockwave. I've got, how many now? I've got the Warrior class, I've got the Spark Armor one, and I've got the Ultra. So this is the 4th Cyberverse Shockwave I've got. I mean, he's not that much different from the Warrior class, to be honest, apart from he hasn't got the, you know, the gimmick. He's obviously got a different gimmick. But a lot more paint on this guy. He's got all the pink, you know, sort of, you know, Energon sort of veins going throughout his robot mode. That makes him look really cool. Decent transformation. You know, he's got more articulation. He's got an articulated head. I mean, the Warrior class was articulated because of the way it transformed, but, you know, this thing's got it all going on, and yeah, it's a pretty cool figure. Obviously, it's one of these you know, macadam build figure characters. I've got 4 of the figures now from, you know, the build figure set. I've got Grimlock, Megatron, RC, and Shockwave. So I've got 4. I don't really want to get the others because don't care much for Optimus or Bumblebee. I'd like to get Thunderhowl, but getting hold of him at a sensible price. Good luck with that. Yeah, and what was the other one? Hot Rod. Hot Rod, I can sort of take him and leave him. But yeah, he's a decent little figure, and I got it for, what was it, 24 quid off Amazon, which is reasonable. Still a lot of money for what is a small deluxe when you put it next to other deluxes of old. But you know, it's another animated, not animated, Cyberverse Shockwave. Sorry, I'm getting mixed up with animated. A big difference. Yeah, so he's okay. He's pretty good. I'm glad I got hold of him. Then. Now, the next thing, again, another Amazon purchase. Now, obviously, Beast Wars is on the rise again because, you know, Kingdom, we've got Beast Wars in Kingdom. The new Transformers live action movie has been announced, Rise of the Beasts. So Beast Wars is going to be playing a part in that as well. But let's turn the clock back to where it all began. It's the 25th anniversary of Beast Wars this year as well, and I'm a big fan of the original, Beast Wars CGI show by Mainframe Entertainment. Back in the 1990s. Huge fan of that show. I love it to death. Awesome show. I personally think it's the best, Transformers cartoon show ever. And that's saying something. I mean, there's a lot of other shows that people say are way better, like Animated or Transformers Prime, for instance. They're always pretty good. And there are those people saying, oh, but the G1 cartoon is far superior to everyone else. But yeah, but I love Beast Wars because it was a CGI show. It was doing something different, but then they found the Ark in the volcano, and it was like, whoa! Then they linked it directly to G1, and it just went from there. And as the season, I mean, the first season is a bit, it's a bit crude now when you look at the animation from season 1, but they got better with seasons 2 and seasons 3 when they introduced more, new characters. I mean, in season 2 it was the Transmetals and the Fusors, and then in season 3 we got the Transmetal 2s and all that stuff. And what they did with that show is amazing. It's got some of the best writing in any Transformers show, voice acting, amazing. Awesome character development as well. It's just an amazing show, and I love it to bits. But I haven't actually got the whole series, well, in my media collection. I've got a DVD with a couple of season 2, season 3 episodes. I've got a bunch of episodes that I taped off the telly when they replayed it a few years ago. But I haven't got the whole set. I haven't got all 3 seasons, so I'm looking to get all 3 seasons of Beast Wars on DVD in some way, shape or form. So I was going around on Amazon doing a Beast Wars search for DVDs, and this came up. Now, it's Beast Wars Season 1, complete DVD box set. It's been made by some German company, Pandavision. So it's in German language, but it has got the original English soundtrack on it as well. So it's got dual language. It's got English and German as well. So, but the back of the thing is all in German. But yeah, Beast Wars Season 1 DVD box set. I'm going to be looking forward to watching this soon, because what I do is before I go to work, I get up early, I have a cup of tea, and then I sit down and watch at least 2 episodes of some sort of anime or cartoon show. At the moment, I'm working my way through the final episodes of My Hero Academia Season 4 Part 2. I've got, episode... I can't remember which episode. The final 4 episodes, 2 tomorrow and 2 on Friday. And after that, it's Beast Wars. So I'm looking forward to watching Beast Wars Season 1 again in all its glory. So yeah, I managed to pick that up off Amazon. Now, when I look at the date on this, it says that it was it was done in 2012. So these are cropping up all over the place on the internet at the moment, on Amazon and eBay. So where have they come from? I mean, did they do seasons 2 and 3? I don't know. I mean, usually what they do is they do a DVD box set of the first season, and then they don't bother with the following seasons. But yeah, getting hold of seasons 2 and 3, especially in PAL 50 format, 50 hertz format, is like it's like hen's teeth. You just can't find it. And yet the Americans, they get everything handed to them on a silver platter, don't they? But yeah, so managed to get hold of that, and I'm really glad finally got hold of Beast Wars Season 1 on DVD. And that arrived on the 11th. So yeah, we're over halfway done with this haul. 15 minutes, I told you it was a small haul. Right, so now here's the next thing, right? AliExpress. I made a bunch of purchases on AliExpress this month. Now, earlier in the year, I bought something off AliExpress, and I had a bit of a mare with it. I paid for additional shipping on it for faster shipping, and the seller sent it, slow shipping. and I had to pay. This is the first time I've bought anything off AliExpress where I had to pay VAT, because AliExpress is all VAT now. It's, you know, any purchase you make on AliExpress, you've got to pay VAT or value added tax, or very annoying tax, as it's sometimes referred to by us Brits. Yeah, so it's a new government incentive, you know, because they're really, you know, getting short of money because of all this cash they're having to spend out on these COVID jabs, so they can inoculate the populace against the latest strains of COVID. And yeah, it's costing them an arm and a leg, and they need to claw some of that money back somehow, and this is how they're doing it. They're charging people VAT on international online purchases. It's affecting eBay, and it's affecting AliExpress, and probably Wish, and a few other of those sort of online websites. So be wary if you're going to buy something off AliExpress. It's going to be 20% more expensive to buy stuff off there. And so yeah, everything on there is now 20% dearer. So just keep that in mind when you buy stuff off AliExpress. But I will say AliExpress does have variety of certain items which you might not find for sale on eBay these days. A lot of my favourite sellers off eBay seem to have dropped off the face of the earth. I mean, NetCloud's gone, Animatropolis has gone, Mascot Zone, he's disappeared as well. You know, all my favourite sort of sellers have just given up the game. I don't know why. I'd love to know why, but I'm sure there's something dodgy going on behind the scenes there. Anyway, so I placed 3 orders on AliExpress, and one of them, got cancelled, and I had to get a refund on it. The reason being, well, the first order I placed was for this guy. Let's do the first one. Right, so the first figure I bought is this guy. Toyworld FS04 Alert, or it was previously called Roadblock. I don't know why they changed his name to Alert. I don't know why Toyworld do this. They, you know, when they're doing the teaser shots, they'll give it one name, and then when they actually release it, they'll give it another. Wanted to get this because alt mode. I mean, it turns into a Kubel wagon, and I love that about it. The robot mode, you know, it's so barricade. I mean, he's got the big gorilla arms with the massive, great, you know, sort of claw hands. Comes with a bunch of accessories. He's got like a metal table and a chair, like a radio box, a shovel, and a phone piece, and a little mini figure of Frenzy from the movies. But he's a little builder figure. He doesn't actually transform, but yeah, he's all right. He's got some die cast on him. There's a few loose-ish joints, and also I broke this thing straight out the box. One of the front wheels, I mean, the other wheels, they all spin really well, but this one here, this front wheel, wasn't turning. It was binding a little bit, and I thought maybe they've inserted the pin a bit too hard. So I was trying to pull it out, and in doing so, I pulled the wheel off. And when I looked at it, the shaft for the wheel is a really, really thin piece of plastic with a hole through the middle for the pin, and then it just mounts onto the inside of the wheel. And the plastic these are made from is quite hard and gritty. And I've glued it back on. It still turns, but it's a little bit wobbly because I haven't quite put it back on fully centered. But apart from that, I mean, I bought this for the alt mode. I mean, the alt mode looks amazing. I mean, it's like the Bulldog figure. You know, it's like Aerolite. You know, that I got last month. You know, the World War One. You know, Fokker Tridecker. You know, it's the same sort of thing. The alt modes are amazing. The robot modes very much, you know, movie aesthetic, and that's what they're going for there. Because, you know, in what was it, the last night, they had that scene where they went back to World War Two, and Bumblebee and Hot Rod were attacking that German that sort of mansion where all the Germans were, and it was, yeah, and obviously Bulldog was in it briefly as well. So, but I really like what Toyworld are doing with these figures. They look amazing. The aesthetic, the engineering on them, absolutely awesome. So yeah, I had to go for this guy. He looks awesome. So I got him out of AliExpress. How much did it cost me? It was about 70 something quid with all the shipping and fees and stuff. Well, nearly 77 quid. But he's all right. He's not not very big, but you know he's got a decent weight for his size, and it's just the aesthetic. The aesthetic just amazing on this thing. I actually love the aesthetic, and the alt mode is to die for. The alt mode just, you could take it and put it in a wartime diorama in a museum, and no one would know that any better. It's the same with this guy. You know, you could stick him on a World War I diorama of the Somme battlefield. No one would know it was a transforming figure. You know, so yeah, another Toyworld FS bot. Well, I am kind of a Toyworld fanboy, so I'm just extending my reach with my Toyworld figures. But yeah, I got hold of him and really like him a lot. He's awesome. And then the other, like I said, the second item I ordered. Was it the second? Hang on, let's have a quick look. Yeah, it was the second item. The second item I ordered from AliExpress from a seller. It was the that new Transform Element Stinger Warrior. You know, their Legend Scale Beast Wars Scorponok. Wanted to get hold of him. There was a bunch of sellers selling it on AliExpress, and yet hardly anybody's got it on eBay at the moment. I don't know why, where it's sold out, and all the other online retailers, they either haven't got it in stock, or they're not selling the Toyworld figures, or they're all sold out. So AliExpress is the only place you can really get hold of this thing. There's a bunch of sellers selling it. I just picked one and bought it because I went for the one with what was the best looking price. Obviously, I had to pay all the fees, and it ended up at, was it just over 38 quid I paid for it. Then the seller. The seller sat on his hands for a couple of days, and he didn't actually dispatch it until, I ordered it on the 1st, and he didn't dispatch it until the 9th. And then the tracking code he gave me, I've got this website that can track things all over the world using all sorts of different sort of companies, and it said it sat in the dispatch office for over a week, well, sort of like 11-12 days. And I questioned the seller about it, and then he says, "Oh, the COVID's really bad in our area. Our town's having a week's holiday, and we'll be coming back on the 20th of June." And I thought, okay, fair enough. I buy that. Not really, but And then a couple of days later, I get notification that the shipping's been cancelled. What was it, on the 21st, 22nd, something like that? The shipping got cancelled. So then I contacted the seller again. I've got notification this thing's been cancelled. What's going on? And he basically repeated the same thing, saying, "Oh, the COVID's really bad in my area. Don't worry, your thing's on his way, but the COVID's really bad in my area and it's causing all sorts of delays." And then I thought, well, I've made a mistake buying this from this guy, haven't I? I've made a really horrible mistake, and I regretted buying it. And then I got contacted by somebody off AliExpress questioning the shipping cancellation, and they gave me the choice. They says, "Would you like to have a refund?" And I said, "Hell yes, I want a refund." So got me refund, and it's not the first time I've had a refund out of AliExpress. Takes its time. If you're getting a refund, or you open a dispute on an item on AliExpress, it takes a while. The gears take a while to mesh and chew through your request. And I have finally got today, literally before I started this video, I checked my account and the money's gone in. So that's drawn a line under that one. It's a shame, really. I really wanted that figure, but I'll just have to wait and just get it from somewhere else. But again, problems with AliExpress. That other figure that I bought earlier in the year, that Vecma Toys crocodile, I paid for super fast shipping, and he sent it, sort of almost sent it surface. It took like 2 months to arrive, and all that extra money I spent for the faster shipping was for naught. I paid way over the odds for it, and so this figure, that figure that I didn't get. It's a pity, but I'm still going to try and get it from elsewhere, but we'll just have to wait and see about that. Right, so then the third item I bought from AliExpress this month. It's a figure that's been on my wish list for a dog's age. I've been looking to buy it through AliExpress for a while. It's been sitting on my wish list for months and months and months. It's a slightly older figure, and when you try to get this off sellers off eBay, they're asking silly money for it, because Iron Factory figures, older Iron Factory figures, they're scalper bait, mate. They're scalper bait. Anyway, so I thought, sod it, it's there. I've got the money. Let's buy it. So, Iron Factory Thundercracker. Yeah. So, what's he called? Yeah, Iron Factory EX20B Tyrant Wing, or Wings of Tyrant Blue. Got him. He's a simple little figure, not terribly complicated to transform. Basically, you just sort of, fold the wings out, tuck the arms together, fold the legs up, and pull out the cockpit, and that's about it. Great little figure. I love the fact that it's in the darker blue rather than the light blue, so he's in toy blue rather than toon blue. I really appreciate that. And also the aesthetic of his... kind of the aesthetic of his robot mode and his alt mode is like IDW-esque. It looks like more like the IDW Thundercracker, which is the one I really like. So he's great to have. I can certainly find space for him in the Thundercracker creche down there. And yeah, he's a decent little figure. Got a couple of joints that probably a little bit loose, but apart from that, brilliant little figure, great little figure, fantastic. I mean, I only paid 20-something quid for it, and eBay sellers are asking a lot more than that for it, because this is an older figure. It's an older, Iron Factory figure. Iron Factory seem to get through their figures quite quickly, and they bought their Seekers out a good while ago, a couple of years ago now. But there's AliExpress sellers have still got it in stock if you want to get them. So yeah, managed to get hold of him. He's a pretty neat little figure. And then the final thing that I bought. This is an interesting one because it's my third Korean toy of the month. I bought a third KTRT, and basically what happened, I was looking on eBay for figures I was going to buy next month, Korean toys. And I was doing my search on eBay, which is a waste of time really, because eBay sellers, they're just too expensive now. Too expensive to even consider buying from them. But I was just searching through, mainly to get an idea of what sort of prices these figures go for on eBay, so I can, when I go to buy them elsewhere, off 11th Street and G Market, I can hopefully undercut the eBay price and get them in cheaper. That's the plan anyway. Anyway, I found a seller on eBay selling one of the figures that I wanted on an auction rather than a buy it now price, and the starting bid was really low. It was like $20-something, and he only wanted like $9. Well, it was about, how much was it? It was about 14-15 quid plus £9 postage or something like that. It come to 25 quid all up, and I looked at it and I thought, is this guy for real? He's actually putting it in at effectively, Korean retail price as a starting bid. And he had on his shop, he had the same figure on a buy it now price for about 30 odd quid. And it was weird, and I just thought it was a bit strange, but I thought, well, it was an opportunity that was too good to pass up. So I put an alert or an alarm on my phone to go off just before the auction ended, and I put in my final bid, and I bid a maximum of about, I think, 17 quid or something like that for it. Got it for the starting bid, so I got it dirt cheap. And but when I was looking at it, I was thinking, well, the seller ain't going to be happy with this. He was probably expecting, get a couple of people bidding against it, and it was going to bump the price up to more than what the going rate is for these things on eBay with the buy it now prices. But didn't happen, and he just basically sold it at cost. And I was expecting a contact from the seller complaining one way or another about the price I'd paid for it. you know, and asking for more money. And sure enough, I think was it the following day, I get a message from him. He congratulated me for my purchase, but then he said, I'm going to be sending this thing Federal Express, but you haven't paid me enough money for the Federal Express shipping fee, so can you give me an extra $10 towards the shipping? And it's like, and I thought about it, and I thought, well, he's only asked for $10. He hasn't asked for like $15 or $20. You know, it's... So I thought, yeah, okay, I'm going to do it. I mean, we had a few messages you had to go backwards and forwards when we figured out the way for me to send him the extra money, and in the end he sent me an invoice to my PayPal account, and I paid it that way. And yeah, he shipped the figure, and he sent it FedEx, but Federal Express, the word is in express. You know, I've had stuff sent FedEx before. Like, was it last year? I ordered that legendary Nemesis Prime. You know, the big sort of like evasion mode Optimus Prime figure that they did. The Leader Class one, and I got it from a Chinese seller, and a Japanese. I got it from a person in Japan, and it was during that that shipping embargo they had going on in Japan for regular parcels. So I had to pay him an extra $10 to get it shipped FedEx, and it arrived really quickly. But then I got the dreaded, you know, customs payment now due for 30 odd quid, and it made it one of the most expensive bots I've ever bought. It was like, instead of paying like 60, 70 quid for it, I paid like 118 for it, and it was ridiculous. Anyway, this figure. Gave the guy the extra money, he shipped it, and then he gave me a tracking code, and I followed the tracking code using this little website I found called Parcels, which is really good at tracking international parcels, because it scans all the popular sort of you know, courier sites for your code, and you'll be surprised the results it comes up with. Anyway, it started off in Korea, then it went to China, then it went to India, went to New Delhi in India, then it went to Bahrain in the United Arab Emirates, then it went to Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris, and then it came into the UK, and then it went to a place somewhere else. It went... I can't remember the name, and it went to a couple of different places in the UK before it finally got delivered. So instead of it being a direct flight to the UK and then delivery, it sort of leapfrogged across the country, well, across the globe, to various different places. So, you know, it wasn't so much Federal Express; it was like Federal Provincial. But it eventually arrived. It took 9 days from the date of purchase to it actually arriving, so I can't complain too much. Anyway. You haven't seen this because I haven't done a review on it yet. Hello Carbot Sonic Boom. Now, he's one of the 3 figures that make up a combiner called Giant Loader. Now, there's 2 guys like this. There's the yellow one, Sonic Boom, and there's a blue one who's virtually identical to this guy, but he's got different colours on him, and his name is Pager or Phaser. I'm calling him Pager anyway. So these guys, they transform into an arm, and then they plug on the side of the bigger bot, and you know, you get your combiner. Now he's not very big. I mean, you know, he's about the same size as this guy, and this guy's not huge. I mean, put him next to a bigger sort of Tobot figure, and you can see how small he is. So, yeah, it's probably equivalent to a Voyager, I suppose, you know, rather than the Leader Class figures. So, there's 2 words I'd use to describe this figure. He's very small, very basic. I mean, he's quite a basic bot. He's got a reasonable amount of articulation. You know, he's got 5 swivels. He's got universal joints on his hips. He's got a head rotation, elbow, and yeah, he's got the spoiler which you can use as a boomerang or whatever. He's okay. He's reasonably solid. There's some slightly dodgy little joints on it, I've noticed, and obviously he's got these slightly goofy feet. He's an okay bot, but because he's so small and basic, these things sell for not a lot in Korea. They go for like 15, 18 quid, something like that. And the prices they're asking for them on eBay is like 33, 35 quid plus postage. So, you know, you end up paying like 45 quid for these things. They're not worth it. They're not worth that amount of money, so don't pay it. So yeah, I ended up paying like, well, it was originally 25 quid, and then when you added the postage to it, it came to just over, it was about 32 quid I paid for it. So I got it just under the eBay price. So I'm reasonably happy at that. But getting hold of Pager, I'm going to try and get him next month. I'm going to try and complete the combiner next month, but I'm not holding out much hope of getting Pager for the same sort of price. But we'll have to wait and see. So that, as we say, is that. That's my haul. Like I said, it's not a lot. The video's only like 35 minutes long. It's only a small haul. It was only 7 items. I mean, yeah, like I said, I spent an awful lot of money this month. It's my, well, nearly 560 quid. But in that 560 quid was a bunch of pre-orders. Now, I'm going to mention some pre-orders that I did this month. And I don't usually do this because I don't like showing you stuff until I've actually got it in my hand. But to justify the money that I spent this month, now I've got to mention these pre-orders. So, firstly, I went on to Hasbro Pulse. They released they did the pre-orders for the new Studio Series Wave 3 figures that are coming out later this year. And I thought, well, I better get Redgar, Studio Series 8609 Redgar, because I mean, last month I bought I pre-ordered the Sharkticon, and the reason I pre-ordered him because I thought, well, army builder, people are going to be buying him so they can build an army of Sharkticons, and you won't see it at retail, so I thought I'd get in there and get my one early. Same deal with Redgar, because Redgar he's a Junkion, and you can buy lots of Junkions and have an army of Junkions. So you could technically say he's going to be a troop builder as well. Though it seems like they might be remoulding him for some of the other Junkions later on in the line. So I did a pre-order on him. Then they had that whole hoo-ha with the new Fans Toys pre-orders that came out this month. Yes, we finally got solid pictures of their Chomp figure, their FT51, their Skull Cruncher, and their Huffer FT47 rig. Both these figures are figures that I like to collect the character molds for, so I need them. But of course, being Fans Toys Fans Toys figures, as soon as the pre-orders went up, they got snapped up like that by all the Fans Toys fans boys and the Masterpiece G1 collectors. They just jumped in there, Gannet, feeding frenzy with the Gannets, and all the pre-orders disappeared. So there was hardly anybody who had any pre-orders left. So I searched around on a few sites, and I found that Robo Toy Base still had some in stock, and I didn't want to throw down the full amount on them, but fortunately Robo Toy Base was doing the £10 deposit thing, the pre-order deposit, so I placed a £10 pre-order deposit on each of them, because at least hopefully it gets my foot in the door, if nothing else. So it gets me the chance to get them. If Robo Toy Base get them in stock later this year, I'll be getting notification to pay up, and I'll pay up and I'll get them. So there we go. And then finally, last week, another figure got its full reveal. Planet X PXC04 Cacus, their IDW Grimlock that they're doing. They finally did, full colour pictures of the finished figure. And I want it. I want it so bad, because I want an IDW Grimlock for my Scavengers lineup. And I was trying to get hold of the Fans Lost Exo round Severo, because I reckon out of all the existing sort of third-party Grimlock molds, he's one that sort of closely resembles the IDW version. But MMC, Mastermind Creations, was supposed to be doing one for the reformatted line. They sort of teased it a couple of years ago with a CGI render. And then more recently, some full colour shots of the figure have come out, and they're calling it Trux, Trux, Trux. But there's no pre-orders up for it yet. Is it going to come out? I don't know. It sort of dropped off the radar. I don't know whether that's coming out. And then Planet X, come out of left field. They've obviously, bled the well dry as regards to, Fall of Cybertron figures that they can do. So now they're branching out, and now they're doing, IDW stuff, and they're doing IDW Grimlock, and I'm totally on board with it. So they did all these pictures, really, showing what the finished figure would look like, and I thought, wow, I want that. And I thought that there wasn't many people doing pre-orders on it. The only place I knew that had pre-orders for it was TFS Express / Omega Lock. So I went on there. They still had their pre-orders up, and I placed a pre-order for it. And because I thought that the pre-orders were going to disappear on it, I checked it this morning. The pre-orders were still up, but you never know. They also say it's supposed to be coming out next month. Doubt that, but it remains to be seen. But that was the figure that. It was like £146 or whatever it was with the shipping and everything. And I did that thing whereby I transferred money from my TF Nation account into my current account to pay for it. So it is my special purchase order for this month. And so I've paid for that. And that's what pushed my monthly budget over the 550 mark, But there was a couple of other things. I had some. Obviously, I had to got a refund on that AliExpress thing that was £38. So that money was added back to the kitty. I got some. One of my 11th Street figures I got a slight shipping refund on it as well. And so all in all, provided you take the Planet X Cacus pre-order out of the equation, I actually came in under the £400 budget that I set myself this month. So, depends how you look at the figures. But anyway, so that's that. Not much of a haul. But as you can see, some interesting stuff, nevertheless. So, let's do that thing. Let's do that thing I do at the end of every haul. Show you what the best and the worst thing that I picked up this month. So first and worst. So yeah, I just love the alt mode on this. The robot mode's great and all, but the alt mode is just amazing. A Kubel wagon. I was sold when I saw the picture of the Kubel wagon. There's more of these Toyworld FS bots I'm looking to get. I mean, I'll probably get the hot rod, and I definitely want that Jetfire that turns into that First World War battleship. I want that so bad. Yeah, so I'll be getting that when it comes out. And then this guy. Need I say more? Yeah, that's the only reason he is the worst thing I got this month, is because of the frozen shoulders. I know it's a bit of a cop-out, but like I said, I just can't see past it. It just ruined the figure for me. And as great as the rest of it is, that just did it in for me. It's a shame, really, because had it had working shoulders, it probably would have been something else that was the worst thing I got this month. Probably, I don't know, maybe him or something. I don't know. But anyway, so that's that. That's my haul for this month. Not much of a haul. 7 items. I mean, last year I had a low haul because a lot of stuff didn't come in, and I got really upset about it. But I can't be upset with what I've got this time. It's okay. It's a decent haul, but it could have been more. Had things turned out differently, then I would have had that Stinger Warrior as well, and maybe a few other things. I mean, I have ordered some other things as well, but they haven't quite come in yet. I've ordered one of those 52 Toys Beast boxes, the one that the Chinese dragon that turns into that sort of turquoisey sort of dragon thing. I've ordered one of those, but I've ordered it through Amazon from a Chinese seller, and it's I think it's in the country. The tracking code stopped working on the 21st of June when it left China, and Amazon keeps saying, "Oh, it's going to arrive by it's going to arrive by Friday, which is in 2 days' time." But that'll be in next month's haul when that turns up. So that's it. That's been my haul for this month. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. I've been Tyrford Wilderness, and I'll catch you all next time. Ta-da!